Today, I am going to show you some of the most unbelievable, shocking, and rare ancient coins that still exist in the world. These are not just old coins. These are treasures that history tried to hide. Many people still have these coins at home and don't even realize that their value has reached unbelievable heights today. Some of these coins were once used for simple daily shopping, but now collectors are ready to pay thousands, even millions of dollars for a single piece. When you see these coins, your mind will be completely blown because their age, history, and today's market value will shock you to the core. Stay till the end, because one of these coins can change your life forever. 1979 $1 coin of the United States of America. A coin that was once ignored, misunderstood, and even rejected by the public. But today, that very same coin has become one of the most mysterious and powerful collector coins in the entire U.S. history. At first glance, it looks simple, small, ordinary, just another dollar. But the truth is, this coin carries inside it a story filled with political pressure, social revolution, massive production experiments, public hatred, hidden rarities, secret mint errors, and today, unbelievable market value. Most people who spent this coin in the late 1970s never imagined that one day collectors would fight over it. Never imagined that some versions of this coin would sell for thousands of dollars. Never imagined that this $1 piece would become one of the most controversial failures, and later, one of the most hunted treasures of U.S. coin history. To truly understand the power of the 1979 $1 coin, we must first travel back to a time when America itself was changing. The 1970s was a decade of chaos, inflation, energy crises, social movements, and massive shifts in culture. The United States government was under pressure to modernize its currency system. Dollar bills were wearing out too quickly. Coins were supposed to last longer. And that is where the idea of a new small dollar coin was born. But this time, the government wanted more than just a new coin. They wanted a message. They wanted history. And they wanted a symbol of equality. For the very first time in American circulating coin history, the face of a real woman was selected to appear on a widely used U.S. coin. That woman was Susan B. Anthony, a powerful leader of the women's rights movement, a fighter for equality, and a symbol of change. This decision alone made the 1979 $1 coin one of the most historically important coins ever created by the United States. The design process began with massive expectations. The front of the coin proudly featured Susan B. Anthony's portrait. Strong, serious, determined, a woman who had challenged an entire system. The back of the coin displayed the same eagle design that had once appeared on the Apollo 11 moon landing commemorative coin, an eagle landing on the moon, a symbol of American power, achievement, and destiny. On paper, everything looked perfect, but reality had different plans. In 1979, the United States Mint officially released the Susan B. Anthony $1 coin into circulation. Millions upon millions of coins were produced in 3 different mints: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. The government expected massive public acceptance. They believed Americans would happily use the new dollar coin instead of dollar bills. They believed the future had arrived. But almost immediately, disaster struck. The coin was too small, too similar in size and color to the quarter. People confused it constantly. Vending machines rejected it. Store owners refused it. Customers hated it. Instead of becoming a symbol of progress, the $1,979 quickly became known as an inconvenient mistake. Public reaction was brutal. People complained that they couldn't tell it apart from a quarter. Many lost money by accident. Some refused to accept it at all. The media labeled it a failure. And within a very short time, the Susan B. Anthony dollar was pushed out of everyday use. Billions of coins were sent into storage. Buried. Forgotten. Collector silence followed for years. But here is where the real story begins. Because when something is ignored by the public, collectors quietly move in. Over time, professional numismatists began to study the 1979 $1 coin more deeply. They discovered something shocking. Hidden among the mass-produced coins were rare variations, special strikes, error coins, proof versions, and mint anomalies that changed everything. Coins that looked identical to the public were actually completely different to trained eyes. And this is where money turned into treasure. The most famous and hunted variety of the 1979 $1 coin is the 1979 P wide rim. At first glance, It looks like a normal Philadelphia dollar, but the rim around the edge is thicker. The date sits closer to the rim, and that tiny difference transforms this coin from a $1 piece into a collector weapon. For years, this wide rim variety went unnoticed. People spent it, lost it, mixed it with pocket change. But when experts finally confirmed its rarity, the market exploded. Today, a high-grade 1979 P-wide rim can sell for hundreds, even thousands of dollars depending on condition. And that is just the beginning. The San Francisco Mint also produced proof versions of the $1,979 specially struck mirror-like coins made for collectors. These proof coins are visual masterpieces. Deep mirror backgrounds, frosted designs, and razor-sharp details. Some of these proof coins were struck in limited numbers. Others contain rare die varieties. On today's market, these proof coins can reach dramatic values in top condition. Then comes the world of errors. Misaligned strikes, off-center coins, double dies, weak strikes, planchet errors. Each of these mistakes turns an ordinary coin into a one-of-a-kind artifact. Some $1,979 error coins have sold for shocking prices at auctions. Coins that once cost $1, selling for hundreds, thousands, even more. And what makes this story even more powerful? Millions of these coins are still out there. In drawers, in boxes, in old collections, in family inheritances, in forgotten bank rolls. People across the world unknowingly carry the possibility of hidden wealth without realizing it. And that is what makes the 1979 $1 coin so dangerous and so exciting. It is not locked inside museums. It is not owned only by the elite. It is still floating silently among common people, waiting. But the market has already awakened. Collectors today fight aggressively for high-grade Susan B. Anthony dollars. Professional grading companies like PCGS and NGC now certify these coins at top prices. Auction records continue to break. And every year that passes, fewer perfect condition coins remain. Supply is shrinking. Demand is rising. History is awakening. And the value follows. The 1979 $1 coin is no longer just money. It is evidence of a failed government experiment. It is a reminder of social revolution. It is a lesson in public rejection. It is proof that mistakes can turn into treasures. And most importantly, it is a silent opportunity still hiding in plain sight. $1 coin from the United States of America, the 1981 coin with the P Mint mark. Many people on the internet spread wrong information about this coin, claiming that it belongs to World War II and that it is some kind of emergency war coin. But today, we will uncover the real facts, the true history, the real errors, and the actual market value of this coin in a clear and honest way. First of all, let us understand the basic identity of this coin. This is a $1 coin minted in the year 1980 at the Philadelphia Mint, which is why it carries the P Mint mark. During this time period, the United States was producing the Susan B. Anthony dollar series. The Susan B. Anthony dollar was introduced in 1979 and continued mainly until 1981, with some later minting in 1999. So, the 1980 P $1 coin belongs to the Susan B. Anthony dollar series. Now let us clear the biggest false claim. This coin does not belong to World War II. World War II ended in 1945, while this coin was produced 35 years later, in 1980. Therefore, calling it a World War II emergency coin is completely incorrect. World War II emergency coins were made in the early 1940s, such as the 1942 to 1945 Silver War nickels. The 1981 coin has no direct connection with World War II at all. This coin was made mainly from a copper-nickel clad composition. It does not contain silver. The outer layers are copper-nickel, and the inner core is pure copper. The total weight of the Susan B. Anthony dollar is about 8.1 grams, and its diameter is approximately 26.5 millimeters. The obverse side of the coin features the portrait of Susan B. Anthony, who was a famous American women's rights activist. The reverse side shows an eagle landing on the moon, which represents the Apollo 11 moon landing and American achievement in space exploration. Now let us talk about the condition of the coin you mentioned. You described the coin as rusted. Technically, these coins do not rust like iron, but they can become heavily corroded, stained, discolored, and damaged due to moisture, chemicals, and long-term environmental exposure. A heavily corroded 1981 coin usually does not carry high value unless it also contains a strong and rare mint error. Now we move toward the most important part, the errors. You mentioned two main errors, damage date and mint mark error. Yes, some 1980p Susan B. Anthony dollars do exist with real errors. These errors include off-center strikes, weak strikes, filled mint marks, missing mint marks, doubled dies, clipped planchets, and broad strikes. If the date is damaged due to a minting defect and not post-damage, then the value can rise significantly. Similarly, if the P mint mark is doubled, misplaced, weak, or missing due to a genuine minting error, collectors may pay a premium for that coin. However, it is extremely important to understand that not every damaged date or weak mint mark is valuable. Many times, damage happens after the coin leaves the mint due to scratches, chemicals, heat, or heavy circulation. Only certified mint errors verified by professional grading companies like PCGS or NGC can truly reach very high prices at auctions. Now let us address the biggest claim, the highest auction price of $573,000. For a normal 1980p Susan B. Anthony dollar, this price is absolutely unrealistic. Regular examples in circulated condition usually sell for just $1 to $3. Even in uncirculated condition, most are valued between $5 to $20 depending on quality. Even proof versions do not reach anywhere close to hundreds of thousands. However, if a completely unique and extreme mint error were discovered on a 1980p dollar, such as a dramatic double strike on multiple planchets, a wrong planchet strike, or a pattern coin, then it could potentially reach very high auction prices. But as of verified public records, no standard 1980p Susan B. Anthony dollar has officially sold for $573,000 in a famous public auction. Such prices are usually associated with ultra-rare early American coins from the 1700s or famous gold coins, not modern clad dollars. So if anyone claims that their rusty 1980p $1 coin is automatically worth hundreds of thousands of dollars, that claim is almost certainly false unless proven by professional authentication and a world-famous auction sale record. Let us now talk about why so many people are confused about this coin. The Susan B. Anthony dollar was not popular in daily circulation. Many people thought it looked too similar to the quarter, so it caused confusion in shops. Because of this, the series ended quickly after 1981. Many coins remained in bank vaults for years. Later, in 1999, some were released again due to shortage of dollar coins. Because people are not very familiar with this series, many fake stories are created on social media to attract views, such as calling it a World War II emergency coin or claiming impossible prices. As collectors, we must always separate facts from fiction. Now let us discuss realistic values. A normal circulated 1980p Susan B. Anthony dollar is usually worth face value to about $2. In uncirculated condition, it may range between $5 to $15. If it has a minor real mint error, the value could move into the range of $50 to a few $100s. Strong and verified rare errors could reach into the thousands. But reaching hundreds of thousands is extremely rare and would require a once-in-a-lifetime error combined with perfect documentation. If your coin is rusted or heavily corroded, this actually lowers its value unless the corrosion itself is part of a mint error, which is highly unlikely. Collectors prefer clean, well-preserved coins. Now, the most important advice for you and all viewers is this. Never believe price claims without authentication. If you believe your 1980p $1 coin has a real damage date and a true mint mark error, then the only correct step is to send it to PCGS or NGC for grading and authentication. Only after that can the real market value be discovered. To summarize in simple words, the 1980p $1 coin is a real United States coin from the Susan B. Anthony dollar series. It is not a World War II emergency coin. In normal condition, it is not extremely valuable. Only very rare verified errors can raise its value significantly. Claims of $573,000 are not supported by standard public auction records unless proven by documentation. This coin still remains an interesting collectible, especially for beginners who want to start collecting American dollar coins. It also represents an important moment in U.S. history because it was the first circulating U.S. coin to honor a real woman, Susan B. Anthony. If you own one, keep it safe, avoid chemical cleaning, and store it properly. And if you believe it has a true rare mint error, Seek professional verification before expecting any high price. The United States $1 coin from the year 2000 with the P mint mark. This coin is connected to an interesting period in U.S. coin history, a time when the Susan B. Anthony dollar was no longer being produced regularly, but suddenly returned due to an unexpected shortage of dollar coins across the country. Many people see the year 2000 on this coin and become confused about its value, rarity, and historical importance. So today we will explain everything clearly and honestly in one complete flow. First of all, the $2001 P mint mark coin belongs to the Susan B. Anthony dollar series. This surprises many people because most collectors believe that Susan B. Anthony dollars were only made from 1979 to 1981, and then once again in 1999. But very few people know that the U.S. Mint actually produced Susan B. Anthony dollars again in the year 2000. However, these 2000-dated coins were never released into public circulation. They were made only for collectors as part of mint sets. The P mint mark means that the coin was struck at the Philadelphia Mint. By the year 2000, Philadelphia was producing extremely high-quality collector coins using improved minting technology. These coins were not meant for daily shopping use. They were specially prepared and packaged for collectors, which is why most 2000 P Susan B. Anthony dollars are found in very clean and well-preserved condition. Now let us talk about the composition and physical design of this coin. The $2001 Susan B. Anthony coin is made of copper-nickel-clad metal. It does not contain silver or gold. The outer layers are copper-nickel, and the inner core is solid copper. The total weight of the coin is about 8.1 grams, and its diameter is approximately 26.5 millimeters. The design remains the same as earlier Susan B. Anthony dollars. On the front side, we see the strong portrait of Susan B. Anthony, a famous American leader who fought for women's rights and equality. On the back side, we see the eagle landing on the moon, symbolizing the historic Apollo 11 moon landing and America's space achievement. Now, the most important question people always ask is about the value. Many viral videos and social media posts falsely claim that the $2001 coin is worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. This is not true for normal examples. Because this coin was produced for collector sets, it is not extremely rare. In normal uncirculated condition, the value of a 2000 P Susan B. Anthony dollar usually ranges between $5 to $20 depending on the market demand and the coin's surface quality. However, value changes when errors are involved. Some 2000 P Susan B. Anthony dollars do exist with real mint errors, such as off-center strikes, double strikes, weak strikes, broad strikes, clipped planchets, and die cracks. If such an error is strong, clear, and verified by a professional grading company like PCGS or NGC, then the value of the coin can rise significantly, sometimes reaching hundreds or even a few $1,000s. But these are rare cases and require full authentication. Now let us talk about something very important regarding cleaning and rust. These coins do not rust like iron, but they can become heavily discolored, stained, and corroded due to moisture, chemicals, or poor storage. Unfortunately, many people damage their coins by cleaning them with acid, toothpaste, or metal polish. This permanently destroys the original surface of the coin and reduces its value. A clean 2000 P Susan B. Anthony dollar is worth much less than a naturally preserved one. Another major reason for confusion about this coin is its relationship with the Sacagawea dollar. In the year 2000, the U.S. Mint officially introduced the new golden-colored Sacagawea dollar to replace the Susan B. Anthony dollar. Because of this transition, Susan B. Anthony dollars dated 2000 were not released for circulation at all. They were only placed into special mint sets for collectors. This is why you will almost never find a 2000 Susan B. Anthony dollar in daily pocket change. Now let us talk honestly about price myths. Some people claim that their 2000 P $1 coin sold for $50,000, $100,000, or even $500,000. In reality, such prices are usually connected to extremely rare early American gold coins, famous era coins from the 1800s, or one-of-a-kind prototype coins. As of verified public auction records, no regular 2000 P Susan B. Anthony dollar has sold anywhere near those exaggerated prices. Ordinary examples remain affordable collector coins. This does not mean the coin is useless or boring. In fact, it is an important historical coin because it represents the final chapter of the Susan B. Anthony dollar series and the moment when the U.S. Mint transitioned into modern dollar coins. It also holds emotional and educational value for collectors who enjoy continuity in coin series. For beginners, owning a 2000p Susan B. Anthony dollar is a great way to complete a full date set of this short but important series. It allows collectors to own the very last issue connected to Susan B. Anthony before the Sacagawea dollar took over. If you believe your coin has an unusual error, the only smart and safe way to confirm its value is through professional grading. Never rely on random internet prices. Authentication and grading are the only keys to the true value of any modern coin. To summarize in simple words, the 2001 P Mint Mark coin is a Susan B. Anthony dollar made only for collectors, not for daily circulation. It is made of copper-nickel clad metal. In normal uncirculated condition, it is worth a modest premium over face value. Only rare, verified errors can make it highly valuable. It is not a gold coin, not a silver coin, and not a $1 million coin unless proven by certified auction records. This coin remains a beautiful piece of modern American minting history and a reminder of the final days of the Susan B. Anthony dollar era. If you own one, preserve it carefully, avoid cleaning it, and enjoy it as a true collectible rather than chasing unrealistic price dreams. The United States of America, the 1809 $1 and the 1817 $1. These coins come from a time when America was still a young nation, building its identity, strengthening its economy, and defining its place in the world. These dollars are not just pieces of metal, they are living witnesses of American history, and today their value, rarity, and importance make them some of the most respected coins in the entire world of numismatics. Let us first understand one very important truth. In the year 1809 and 1817, the United States did not produce modern $1 coins like we know today with presidents or modern designs. These coins belong to the early silver dollar family, mainly connected to the draped bust and capped bust silver dollar era. These dollars were struck in solid silver and were used in real trade, international commerce, and banking during the early 19th century. The 1809 silver dollar is among the rarest early American dollars. During this period, the U.S. Mint was still struggling with limited technology, limited silver supply, and political pressure. Many silver dollars were melted, exported, or lost over time. Because of this, only a very small number of $1,809 survive today. Even coins in poor condition are extremely valuable because of their age and rarity alone. The 1817 $1 coin belongs to the famous capped bust silver dollar series. This design shows Liberty wearing a cap on the front side and a strong American eagle on the back side. By 1817, the United States Mint had slightly improved its production compared to the earlier years, but silver dollars were still not produced in massive quantities. Many were again melted for bullion or used in international trade, which reduced survival numbers even further. Now let us talk about metal, because this is one of the biggest reasons behind their value. Both the 1809 and 1817 silver dollars were struck in nearly pure silver with only a small amount of copper mixed in for strength. These coins are heavy, solid, and valuable not just as collectibles, but also as precious metal assets. Their silver content alone gives them strong base value, even before we count their historical importance. Now the most powerful part, the value in today's market. The 1809 $1 silver coin is considered extremely rare. In poor condition, damaged, or heavily worn condition, it can still sell between $25,000 to $60,000 depending on authenticity and detail visibility. In fine condition, the value quickly jumps into the range of $100,000 to $250,000. In very high grades, these coins have crossed $500,000 at major international auctions. Some of the best examples have even approached or exceeded the $1 million mark. The 1817 $1 silver coin is also highly valuable, but slightly more available than the 1809. In heavily worn condition, it may still sell between $8,000 to $20,000. In moderate collectible condition, its value often ranges from $35,000 to $80,000. In high-grade uncirculated condition, verified coins have sold between $150,000 to $400,000 depending on strike quality, eye appeal, and originality. Now let us talk about why these prices are real and not just internet fantasy. These coins are over 200 years old. They were made when America had no highways, no electricity, no modern banks, and no global internet. These dollars passed through the hands of merchants, soldiers, traders, and explorers. They were used during wars, economic struggles, and the early expansion of the United States. Every real surviving coin from this era is a historical document in metal form. Many people today see pictures online and think they might also have a coin like this. But the truth is, most people who believe they own an 1809 or 1817 silver dollar actually have replicas, copies, or heavily altered fantasy pieces. Original examples are extremely rare and are almost always found in professional collections, museums, or graded holders from top companies like PCGS and NGC. These companies use advanced machines, metal analysis, and expert verification before they ever label such a coin as genuine. Another very important topic is fakes. Because of the massive value of these early dollars, the market is full of fake 1809 and 1817 coins. Many are made in China and sold online at cheap prices to innocent buyers. These fakes often look real in photos but fail metal testing, weight testing, and microscopic inspection. This is why no serious buyer will ever pay big money for such a coin without professional certification. Cleaning is another deadly enemy of value. If an original 1809 or 1817 silver dollar is cleaned harshly, polished, or chemically treated, its value can drop by 50% or even more. Collectors prefer natural aging, original toning, and untouched surfaces. Even dark coins with honest wear are more valuable than shiny cleaned ones. Now let us talk about demand. Why are people ready to pay so much for these early dollars? The reason is simple. These coins represent the foundation of the American monetary system. They come from a time when the US dollar was still earning global trust. They are also symbols of American independence, economic survival, and national growth. Wealthy collectors, investors, and museums compete aggressively to own them. Because supply is extremely limited and demand is global, prices keep rising over time. In today's international auction market, whenever a confirmed genuine 1809 or 1817 silver dollar appears, it immediately attracts worldwide attention. Bidding wars often happen between collectors from America, Europe, and Asia. This global competition is one of the biggest reasons why prices continue climbing every year. Now let us be very honest and clear. If anyone claims that they found an original 1809 or 1817 silver dollar in normal pocket change, old wallet, or local market for cheap money, that claim is almost certainly false. These coins disappeared from daily use more than 150 years ago. Real examples today almost always come from old family collections, estate sales, or advanced collector trades. To summarize everything in simple words, the 1809 and 1817 $1 coins are among the most powerful, rare, and valuable early American silver dollars. They are made of real silver, they are over 200 years old, they are deeply connected to American history, and their market value today ranges from tens of thousands to hundreds of thousands of dollars, depending on authenticity and condition. They are not common coins, not normal collectibles, and not easy money finds. They belong to the highest level of serious coin collecting. If anyone truly believes they own one of these coins, the only correct path is immediate professional authentication through PCGS or NGC. Without certification, such claims remain only stories, not reality. These coins are not just money. They are the voice of early America, frozen in silver, carrying the fingerprints of history, power, trade, and survival through wars and economic revolutions. Owning a real 1809 or 1817 $1 silver coin is not just ownership of wealth, it is ownership of American history itself.